When it comes to having muscle imbalances, it's something that you should always keep in mind because ultimately it will affect your strength, it's going to keep you from making optimal gains, and most importantly, it can lead to injury. Basically, the development of muscle imbalances comes from muscle inflammation following vigorous repetitive activities, which end up creating knots in your muscles and creating so much tense that it ultimately starts to affect your posture, and it can lead to injury. And if it's not corrected, it will only worsen over time. So that is why today I will be giving you 5 tips on how to prevent and erase muscle imbalances. So let's get started. Number 1, don't neglect stretching. Now, one common mistake that I tend to see people make at the gym is that they just avoid stretching in the warm-up phase completely. They just come in, they scan their card, and they head on to do whatever vigorous activities they have planned for the day, whether it being on the machines or on the free weights. But the problem here is that you're not preparing your body for what's to come. So if you just come in heading straight to the intense exercises without properly stretching and warming up, whatever muscles you're working on that day are gonna get tense. You're gonna build up all these knots in your muscles, which ultimately start affecting your posture, your form. And the more you do it that way, it ultimately ends up with you having this bad posture or doing exercises in the incorrect way. And ultimately, it just leads you to getting hurt. So with that said, I would say focus on some dynamic stretches prior to the workout. So maybe focus on some stretches for about 5 to 10 second holds per stretch. And then towards the end of the workout, do a little bit of static stretching. Maybe about 30-second holds per stretch. So yeah, don't neglect the warm-up, don't neglect stretching. Those are one of the most important factors when it comes to working out. Number 2, don't rely on machines. So another common mistake that I see a lot of people make at the gym is just doing strictly machines. And I'm not gonna lie to you, even I made this mistake in the beginning. And while they are beneficial, don't get me wrong, they do have their benefits. I'm not discrediting machines by any means. They are only working on a fixed axis. And you may be wondering, well, what does that mean? Well, basically when it comes to free weighted exercises, you're working in 3 full dimensions. So if you just stick to just doing machines, you're only working on one fixed axis and you're not fully working on your full range of motion. Doing that ultimately starts to affect your flexibility and stability, which end up affecting your posture. So don't rely just strictly on machines. Have a little bit of variety, focus on free weights, focus on cables, have a little bit of machines, have a little bit of everything. So don't be afraid to go to the free weights. Because I know that there could be some people that may seem a little intimidating, but you shouldn't worry about it. Everybody there has their own goals, they have their own struggles. Just do what you gotta do. Number 3, have stability exercises in your program. So this is a continuation from my previous points on not relying strictly on machines. You gotta remember you have to have some sort of stability exercises when working out, especially if you're a beginner. So for example, let's just say you're working on chest. Rather than to just focus on the chest machines like the chest fly and the chest press machine, you can have a variety. You can focus on single arm dumbbell press, and you can also do dumbbell chest press on a stability ball. Doing exercises like these will not only affect your flexibility and your stability, but they improve your form and they keep your posture optimal. Remember, working on controllable yet unstable environments improve your flexibility, they help your balance, and they prevent you from injury. Remember, like I said, and I can't stress it enough, the lack of proper flexibility and stability end up taking a toll on your posture. Number 4, change your program consistently. So let's just say that you do warm up, you do stretch prior and after the workout, and you do have a little bit of both resistance machine exercises and free weighted exercises. But the problem here is that you would do the exact same exercises each day. So for every leg day you would do the same thing, for every chest day you would do the same thing. That can also lead to a muscle imbalance. And you may be asking, well, how does that happen? Well, simple. After constant repetitive movements, your body begins to hit plateaus, so the workouts aren't really as effective as they were before because your body has fully adapted to the same thing time and time again. Not only does this lead to fatigue and lack of motivation, but it also ends up leading to injury because your body's doing the exact same thing over and over. It can cause a lot of stress in your body because you're not challenging yourself anymore. As far as that goes, I would say for every 3 to 4 weeks, change your program, whether it being mixing different exercises or changing the volume. just to keep it challenging is all I'm saying. Don't keep the exact same volume, the exact same move, because without that lack of a challenge, you're not doing anything. You're not really improving your body, you're just staying at one place, and staying in one place too much can lead to injury. Lastly, number 5, work on single-sided exercises. So this is something that everybody should keep in mind, but it's more crucial for somebody that already has some sort of muscle imbalance. You may be asking, well, how do I correct it? How can I balance this part of my body? Well, simple. You can do this by working on single-sided exercises. That way you're putting more emphasis on one side, especially if it's the one that's a weakened side, and you're able to balance it out. As far as volume goes, so let's say for example one arm is bigger and stronger than the other, I would say to either increase the load or increase the rep range. So let's just say for example that my left knee is stronger than my right knee, and I'm gonna be doing single-sided knee extensions. So in a situation like that, let's say I'm gonna do 40 pounds for the balance side, I'm gonna do 40 pounds for 12 reps. For the weaker side, I would either increase the load to 45 or 50 pounds, or I would keep it at 40 and just do extra reps. Just remember, you don't want to overdo it either, especially if it's a weakened side. You don't want to strain it too much, just enough so you can have it equally as balanced and as pumped as the balanced side. And that's pretty much all I have for you today. Hope these little tips help you out, especially if you're a beginner. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other fitness videos. And if you're into non-fitness stuff like nerdy shit, check out my non-fitness videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.